Welcome back everybody, it's me Codemasters92 and we are back today with F122 and our My Team career. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. If you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel and my videos. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So yes, we're back today with our F1 My Team 22 career and we head to Japan for the Suzuka racetrack, the Japanese Grand Prix. We've had some recent run of form, so hopefully we can continue that. Unfortunately, a couple of penalties have put us back to a bit back behind where we would like to be. Hopefully our teammate can have a better end of the season, but I think we've only got about 5 races left. So let's jump straight into round 18 of the Japanese Grand Prix. Okay, so here we are at our headquarters. I think we pretty much did most of our R&D last time, and we also sorted out the facility upgrades and stuff like that, so I don't really think there's much for us to do. We've got a new unit going in there, so we are going to have a penalty for this race as well, which is a shame. Like I said, end of the season we are getting quite a few penalties due to the duration and the durability of our stuff not being the best, so it is what it is, not really much we can do about it. I am going to do this actually, a G-Force training for our teammate. Hopefully it ups his focus, so with a bit of luck we could see a difference in his weekends, because at the moment there isn't much of a difference coming into every weekend. So let's jump straight through. Obviously gets that extra bonus and extra racecraft, and we've got some extra parts by the sounds of it, which is quite cool. So we're going to choose time attack, even though it's only plus 100, but I'm not really keen on the old drifting in this game, so I'm going to jump straight into the time attack. I will be back with everybody once we are about to start qualifying, hopefully after our free practice sessions. Obviously that all depends as well on whether there is a sprint race, as to whether the weekend will be a little bit different, but we shall see. I'll drop back in with everybody once we are about to start our qualifying session. Okay, so our engineer has just said that we've got some regulation changes coming next year, so for the next season there's going to be some regulation changes. So we are looking at regulation changes. Regulation changes will come into force at the start of next season, making existing upgrades obsolete in their current state, such as upgrades can be adapted at 50% development cost to make them legal for next year's regulations. All currently fitted upgrades will remain active on the car for the remainder of this season, but any unadapted upgrades will be lost beyond that point. So what we're going to just quickly do, so we've got 10 weeks remaining, 2 departments affected, 16 parts at risk. Wow, that is quite a bit. So I don't really know. It looks like all of our development parts is a little bit of a problem. So we can't actually do anything, I don't think, yet, because we don't actually have the resource points, do we? Okay, so let's. I don't think we're going to develop the car any further than what we've done already. I think what I'm going to try and do is try and focus on keeping the development points we have to make these parts protected as much as we can. So obviously we've got 10 weeks to sort this out, so hopefully within those weeks we can get enough resource points to look at trying to protect as much as we can that we have upgraded at the moment. The weekend is a standard weekend, looks like it's going to be raining in FP2, but that's not really much of a problem. All of our plus 16 new parts which are now up for debate for next year. So yeah, I'm just going to jump straight into this weekend, and hopefully by the end of the weekend we'll have a little bit more resource points that we can look at trying to make some of them upgrades permanent and see if we can keep as many of them for next year as we can. Okay, so there we are. Free practice sessions are done. We collected our resource points. Hopefully we can use them to keep some of the upgrades that we have done this year. We get a little bit of minus acclaim for some reason. Don't know why we got minus acclaim there. It's a little strange. Team got a big bonus though, so that's good for the team. Might be because I decided to skip FP2 and not do any of the wet sessions. Not too fussed about FP2 if I'm honest. So, or at least doing it in the wet, because we don't really have. We don't have a wet race, so there's no point in doing any wet sessions for now. Yeah, let's jump straight into qualifying and see what my best lap time is. Obviously, as we head into the session, we shall make sure that our setup is installed, which I believe it will be. Yes, it is. So yeah, here we go. Soft tyres, definitely got the soft tyres equipped, or set up, selected, whatever you want to go with. Yeah, so let's just jump straight out and see what sort of lap time we can set. We've been relatively quite good round here, so we're looking for a positive qualifying. Unfortunately, we do have that 10th place grid penalty, so that's going to put us further back than we would have liked, but let's see how we can get on. Okay, here we go. We're going to come down the main straight. DRS is activated, so we do not have to worry about DRS. This is actually quite a nice circuit. I do quite like this one. Haven't done many laps around here. And these corners are very tricky. It's very easy to lose yourself a lot of time going through these corners. It's very easy to go wide, a bit like that. Try and go into the power as we come up here. A little bit of brake. Heavy braking into there. Hairpin corner. Felt slow through that. Slow does normally mean quick though, to be fair. Try and keep the wider line. Try and carry as much speed around here as you can. Oh, it's a bit wide. I was going to say that's going to cost me there, that last couple of corners. That's a shame. We were on for pole position, although we're not going to get it because of the penalty, but we're on for it. Still on for it, in fact. Out of the final corner. Looks like that is going to be a P2 across the line. So we would have qualified on the front row. That would have been our first front row qualifying. Unfortunately, down to component penalties, we aren't going to be there. We are probably going to be about 12th on the grid, but a very positive qualifying. Very positive qualifying there. So we just look at our paddock pass. Obviously, almost level 12 there. Just not quite.
Complete. Let's review our
oh, very close to Carlos Sainz. Very close.
And Carlos Sainz.
Lucky for Carlos Sainz, he's going to be there. So we're going to be looking around P12 on the grid, I think. Because we do have that 10th place grid penalty, which is unfortunate. Get a little bit of that acclaim back that we lost there. And our team gets quite a bit of acclaim as well. So that's a bonus. Right, race time. Japan, here we go. Unfortunately, we do have those penalties, as I keep saying. 13 laps of Japan.
Unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Yeah, as we know. We obviously know that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can hope that some of the drivers that were behind us have also taken penalties. And, yeah, we're not all the way back in 12th place. But if we are, we are. We knew it was coming. Hopefully we can be a little bit strong in the race. Or stronger in the race than we have been in previous races. And hopefully come forward a little bit. So let's see where we are on the grid.
Exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. And the smooth operator
We could have been
Carlos
second.
Sainz
We could have been second.
Moving on to the rest of the grid. We have Norris.
Perez, okay. Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Ricardo, Russell, Bottas and Magnussen. I think we're going to be 12th on the grid here. Yeah, we are. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. Looks like nobody else has taken any penalties.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, so let's give them a race worth watching.
Yeah, of course it is. I saw our home Grand Prix for our engine supplier, so that's pretty good. I'm going to go 13.8 laps of fuel, because we always seem to have a nearly sort of over a sort of laps worth of fuel. So we're going to try and use some of that. We're going to go for a soft until lap 6, and then we're going to pit and go 7 laps on the mediums. Hopefully we can get some decent racing in, and hopefully make up some positions. Seems to be starting 12th place, and that is nowhere near where we should be. So I'm going to get this race underway. Obviously we're going to go for a formation lap first. Once my formation lap is finished and we have warmed our tyres up, I shall drop back in with everybody when we are forming the grid, and we will hope that we can get a decent start in this Japanese Grand Prix. Okay, here we go. We're about to form the grid. We are looking for a decent start on the grid here. Oh, I think it give us that. It give us that, to be fair. That was unlucky. That was almost too much, I think. So we're just waiting for the rest of the grid to form. And then we are about to start this Japanese Grand Prix. Here we go. Revs are up. As soon as those lights are out, we're going. Here we go. Come on. Let's get a decent race here. Going to protect my inside line. I didn't do that very well. Straight up the inside of me there. Oh, we're going to be swamped. Going to do a bit of swamping if we can. Joe Gran, what you play at? Right, let's go back from back here, shall we? Oh! Ooh. Try and hang the outside of not Bottas, sorry, of Esteban Ocon there. Okay, so not the best of starts. So we've got Yuki Tsunoda in front of us here. We've got Esteban Ocon up the right hand side of me. Gonna have to go round the outside of Yuki Tsunoda there. Apologies, Yuki. Sorry about that one. Get right into Yuki's slipstream here. Oh my word. Talk about closing the door.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Right, I need to get our head down here. Closing on Yuki all the time here. He tries to go defensive there, to the point where he's literally blocking me. Oh, what's he? To be fair, that was me joining the track. He scared me because he blocked me as we come into that corner there. Tried to do it again. I think we kept that this time. He's behind me now. Right, come on, we've got a bit of a gap here forming to Mr. Alonso. 1.7 as we've been battling with Yuki Tsunoda in a couple of corners there. Let's try and get this gap down a little bit. Not entirely sure we have the race pace. We've definitely got one lap pace. We shall see. At the moment the gap is coming down to Mr. Alonso. Oh, Fernando's under a second. Obviously for some of these corners the AI do hold each other up as they try to stick to that one line. Wide. Had to lift on the exit that corner there. That cost me. Try and use a little bit of overtake mode just as we come around this corner. Don't hit the Haas. I had the corner perfect there, but right, got Alonso. That's going to be an overtaking position for us, I think. We gain a hell of a lot more speed around that corner. Concentrating through here. Oh, we nearly Nearly lost the back end round there. Had to lift through there. Cost me some time to Mick Schumacher on this lap. Caught up with him a little bit going through there though. Bit wide again. I thought I got out of that corner quite well. Obviously not as well as the house in front of me. But this is the corner. We are able to gain a lot of time. Oh my word. Providing I get my braking area. Where is he? There he is. We'll let him back past. Completely missed my braking marker. I was more interested in trying to get out the inside of him. Right, we've got to remember we're pitting on lap 6 here. After the poor start we had.
They've got an issue with their car, they're going to be slow.
Okay. After the poor start we had, we've managed to get back to 12th place, which is where we qualified. Bit wide through there. Oh, don't spin it. Come on. That was silly. Wide again. Can't afford to go wide there. You lose so much time through those S's if you get one of the corners wrong. Especially as wrong as we just did. We'll make up a lot of time on that corner though. Try and get out of that corner quicker than that has, but with that Ferrari engine, works quite well around here. Let's try and get this corner. We'll be going wide through here. That's much better through there. Or that Haas came to me a little bit quicker than I would have liked through there. Right, I'm not going to use my overtake mode through this bit now because we are within reaching distance of this Haas car. I'm going to try and stick it up the inside or outside. Be on the inside for this corner, eh? Yes, perfect. Very good, very nicely done through there.
Okay, good work, great pass.
Now we've got 1.3 or 1.5 seconds, as our engineer tells us, to Kevin Magnussen. Let's try and get that down.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
Gonna try and save some of that overtake mode. Try and conserve some of that for the next few laps, I think. We're going to be within touching distance of Kevin Magnussen shortly, I think. Literally nearly touching distance of him there.
In this lap.
Right, we need a good in-lap here.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3 tenths tenths a lap. Well done.
Provided we don't make any mistakes there, anyway. Right, we've caught back up with Kevin Magnussen after that mistake in the last corner of the last lap.
Okay, clear.
What's all that about? Yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green. Fernando Alonso is out of the race.
Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Oh dear. Not good for Fernando then. Don't speed in pit lane. Right, okay, we're in. Here we go. Let's get a decent stop and hopefully we can close some more time down on Kevin Magnussen as we come out of the pits here. We're in. And we're going.
Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now and want to finish the race on this compound.
Oh, they're going to be cold. They are very cold. It's going to be tricky through here. Right, come on then, let's get our head down here. We need to try and... I want to try and make some leeway on these cars now and see if we can see how far forward we can get. Too wide. There's a little bit of overtake mode as we come down this main straight. Teammates in the pits. Block Kevin Magnussen as we keep the inside line of that next corner. With a bit of luck we get a bit of DRS down here as well, which we do. Protect my inside line. I think we're actually pulling away from K-Mag, so I don't think that's much of a problem there. Another one bites the dust. Right, now then. Now for Bottas. I think we should be quicker than Bottas. Don't know how long it's going to take us to overtake Bottas, but we're right with him already. Try and use a little bit of overtake mode coming out of here. Same again. Overtake mode coming down this hill, or up this hill, down this straight. And as we go round this corner, up the inside of Bottas through there, that was lucky.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
I don't know if we did contact Bottas there. Fastest lap of the race as well.
0.6 seconds.
Right, come on then, if we're setting fastest laps, let's see if we can Let's see if we can catch Russell here. I don't think tyres are going to be a problem, if I'm honest. Well, he's just about under a 2-second gap now. I am trying to save some of that overtake mode as well though, so that might be hindering us catching him ever so slightly.
Okay, you've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
This is where we gain some of our time back, so if we can continue to do that on these laps, don't have DRS yet, even though I still hit the button.
Keep it up.
We are 9th in this race though, which isn't bad considering. We had an extremely poor start. I think we were down to 15th at one point. Managed to wake our way. Cut through the field here, but we have managed to get through some of these cars. Oh, that's going to cost me. It is under a 2-second gap now though. Going to keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on George Russell here. Basically say to him, we are catching you. But to be fair, I think he is catching Mr. Ricciardo as well. He's just in front of him, so we're giving it our all here to try and claim as many places back after our penalty as we can. That obviously putting a lot more strain on our tyres, etc. Although I lost a lot of time going through that corner there. Lost about 0.2 of a second, which isn't good.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Come on. That's nearly under 1.5 seconds. We could just do that bit more. Obviously, if we can get within a second, we will have DRS down that start-finish straight. Closer than it has been. Can't afford to mess these corners up, though. We didn't mess those corners up. The gap is now under 1.5 seconds. And I believe my calculations that he's 1.3 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. We won't have DRS this time round. Hopefully we can use a little bit of overtake mode though. So I didn't get a good run out of that final corner. I think if we can claim 8th place here, that is an absolute stunner of a race compared to where we started. And obviously we qualified 12th and we didn't get the best of starts. It swamped into turn 1, that's why, that's terrible. Oh, that wasn't very good through the S's there, was it? Let's go from this corner. Or not, because that's probably the worst place to go from. Oh! That's going to cost me. That deserves to cost me with that. We deserve to lose something after having to use 2 flashbacks through there, so not ideal. I do think that's stopped us as well from probably taking 8th place from George Russell there. Can't see that tyres are going to be a problem for anyone in this Grand Prix, so I think we might have pushed our luck with getting to 9th place. Yeah, gap's up to nearly 2 seconds now. And he's within a second of Daniel Ricciardo as well, so he's going to have a DRS down the main straight. We just lost too much time through those S's in that previous lap. We don't have DRS. He will have. Gap's 1.8. Final lap time here. That was much better through those S's than the last lap. Going to cost me. We are still pushing just in case. Oh, that's wide. There we go. That's enough. Okay, so that's gone away from us anyway. 8th place there. Made too many mistakes in this lap, or these last couple of laps, really, to warrant getting past George Russell. Just going to take it easy through here now. We got in front of Bottas. I do believe we might hold on to that fastest lap of the race. So it'd be pretty cool for us to have the fastest lap of the circuit. Ah, what? Just as I say that. No need. Okay, so we're not going to get anything. We come from 14th though to claim 9th place. After penalties, after should have qualified on the front row. It's not too bad, I'm happy with that I suppose. Obviously you do sit there and think, what if we didn't... Oh, we got driver of the day, so there we are. I'll take that, take driver of the day.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well.
Oh, okay.
What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team.
Is that Carlos Sainz winning the championship, or was that Charles Leclerc winning the championship?
What made the difference out there today?
Because Charles Leclerc won, Lando Norris on the 3rd spot by the looks of it.
Sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that.
So let's have a look then.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium.
Obviously we are looking at Charles Leclerc there, but we want to know who won the championship.
How the driver standings have changed. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings.
It is Carlos Sainz.
Have made up some solid ground
So
today.
Carlos Sainz is the championship, or was it the Constructors? Might have been the Constructors
I have to give it
championship.
to Joker. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
So then,
There you go, so we did
Ferrari
get-
have now moved out of sight
We got some
and
sort
out
of credit,
reach.
which I'll take.
It's another triumph for the Italian team.
There we go. That was a positive Grand Prix, considering what happened. Get that little bit more driver acclaim back. Liam picking up some driver acclaim there. Our team acclaim going up to level 15, which is brilliant. I think that means we can actually equip another sponsor as well, so it's even better. Might do that in the beginning of the next video then. Okay, so we've got some activity. Oh, we've got a lot of activities we can add. Yeah, okay. I'm probably going to leave that there. We'll have a look at our R&D and our activities and stuff like that, and obviously that extra sponsor that we can add. I'll do that in the next video when we head to the United States for the United States Grand Prix around the Texas circuit. I believe it's the Texas circuit. I don't think we've done that one yet. I don't think it's Los Angeles just yet. I think it's Texas first. But yeah, that is it for this video. Let's see how we get on the next one. Hopefully we don't have to take any more penalties, and we can just use the components that we've got on our engine for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, that is all we've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel and my videos. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So that was it. Japanese Grand Prix, Suzuka racetrack in Japan, obviously, Japanese Grand Prix. Yeah, a positive weekend actually. We should have qualified on the front row. Due to penalties, we didn't, which we knew was going to come. It is what it is. But we started 12th, didn't get the best of starts, but still finished 9th. And we got driver of the day. And we did hold the fastest lap of the race up until the last lap. So, a positive weekend for us. We've obviously got a little bit more acclaim. We've got driver lane 15. We will pick up all of the upgrades, resource points and activities in the next video, and also look at another sponsor as well. So yeah, with that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.